Tomorrow, St. Louis voters head to the polls to decide the outcome of a mayor's race that has featured a lot of heated debate about city services. Tonight, for the first time, a 5 on Your Side investigation is bringing you an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at a closely guarded secret.
Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, got a hold of the data and performance dashboard that shows how fast and how well the city does its job.
LouStat is St. Louis's effort to bring city government out of the dark ages, with city workers trading out typewriters for tablets. Our investigation uncovered thousands of public documents showing a city struggling to keep up. It's a big job.
Modernizing the office.
Especially in a shrinking city with fewer tax dollars to pay a smaller pool of city workers to tend to a long and growing list of chores.
Neglect. You know what I'm talking about. Overgrown grass, broken windows, buildings falling apart.
At the halfway point of her first term in office, Mayor Tashara Jones promised results.
A city that works for you.
And when she delivered her State of the City address,
we can and must modernize city government to improve services.
She had a little-known tool at her disposal.
We're cleaning up our data and service tracking so that we can measure city services. We call this effort LouStat.
LouStat, named for St. Louis, mirrors similar efforts like Data KC in Kansas City, BlightStat in New Orleans, CityStat in Baltimore, and LouisStat in Louisville, Kentucky. But in those places, the public can see the dashboards and keep up with the city's performance and progress in real time. Here,
there's still a lot of work to do to bring city operations into the 21st century.
An aging city is taking time to bring all those stats to the public eye.
Change is hard, but we're making progress in bringing city government out of the dark ages and into the 21st century.
But behind the scenes,
I hear residents' frustrations with inconsistent or unreliable refuse collection.
The data collection effort itself shows city leaders where they can improve internally. When the mayor recently highlighted this problem,
and illegal dumping in our alleys,
her aides were already giving her data showing the streets department was taking nearly 39 days on average to address illegal dumping, almost 13 times longer than its goal of 3 days. The problem putting pressure on public officials to find an answer.
And we're exploring a trash pilot program to study how to change some alleyway trash to roll carts.
The data is driving another city department to innovate.
Well, we get calls about broken hanging limbs.
Calls to the forestry division often come from aldermen.
I've certainly put in a lot of requests in my time as an alderperson.
And Schweitzer represents South City's first ward, which includes Carondelet Park and its thousands of trees. Those complaints populate the dashboard before city department heads meet every 3 months to review performance.
We have a committee called LouStat that we've been meeting for several years now.
One problem in particular started to stick out in those meetings.
With our shortage in labor.
Then a solution came to mind.
We could do it much quicker with this piece of equipment.
Schweitzer also sits on the Capital Committee that reviews and approves big purchases, like the $800,000 the city spent on this big grapple saw.
Trees are crucial infrastructure in the city of St. Louis. I think it's one of the first things that comes to people's mind when they think of city services.
Before the upgrades,
it was too easy for the asset to get lost in the shuffling of paper.
City workers were stuck in time.
Maybe we were in the 70s and our 80s, and we're coming up the common day.
Now, with a clearer look at the problem, the city is one step closer to solutions.
I think it's really important for the city services to be incredibly documented, what's going on, what needs to happen, having all of the data in a database that's easy for different departments to see and for the departments to coordinate.
And full disclosure, we intended to air this story last week, but several times when we asked for on-camera interviews where city officials might show us in real time what we obtained in those paper documents, they said no. That delayed our reporting here, but we still felt it was our job to make these public records part of the public domain. Whoever wins the mayor's race Tuesday night will inherit this data tool and all the problems that it spotlights.
City services and the time it takes for repairs to be made was discussed during the mayoral debate right here on 5 on Your Side last month. Mayor Jones's challenger, Kara Spencer, talked about the concerns of those living in her ward.
You can talk to the 8th Ward residents who've seen the long list of pavings that have gone unanswered. We have a street department that isn't focused on doing the job of a street. At the end of the day, we need a paving plan that looks like paving the city streets.
You can catch that entire mayoral debate right now on the 5 Plus streaming app. It's free to download and watch on your Roku, Apple, or Fire TV.